Hello, my name is Anthony Powson, and today we're going to talk about prison reform. Next slide. Imagine being able to live for free. Sounds awesome, right? Now imagine that you have to pay for someone else to live for free for the rest of their life. That's basically what we're doing right now with our current prison system. Today we'll be discussing prison reform and how inmates should be contributing to our society. Through community service, manufacturing, or armed force work, inmates should be able to do forced work along with a shorter amount of prison time for their sentencing. With this, we'll be talking about the U.S. budget, the community needs, and prisoner reform as a whole. According to Michael A. Stoll, author of Do Prisons Make Us Safer in 2005, for every 100,000 American citizens, 737 of them were incarcerated per year. According to our government census, there's 330 million people in the United States. This means roughly 2.4 million people every year are incarcerated. According to Cardo's School of Law of Yesha University, 1 out of 11 prisoners will spend their lifetime in prison. These incarcerated people play no role in society, they spend our resources, and they don't give us anything in return. Next slide. According to whitehouse.gov, the U.S. spends upwards of $14 billion a year on law enforcement agencies annually. According to the Bureau of Prisoners, one inmate costs $88.50 a day. Compare this to the measly 6.6 million, not billion, million, that is spent on targeted homelessness assistance programs. That's a huge difference. Forced labor would provide resources and personnel into industries such as housing and agriculture to help solve the homeless program and also give more resources to those homelessness agencies. Next slide. This is a table of all the different homelessness agencies and who they're ran by. These numbers are in millions, and right now, currently $6.6 million are being spent on homeless programs in the United States. Next slide. This table represents the amount of homeless people in each state. So for example, California has 151,000 homeless people in it. In New York, 92,000. It's quite a bit. Food kitchens, community cleanups are usually volunteer-based, and even some facilities require volunteers to upkeep it. According to AmeriCorps, about 43% of Americans do volunteer work or they donate to charities every year. Although forced labor would not promote charity donations, it would increase productivity in volunteer-based work. The world would be cleaner and a less hungry place with more people working in those areas. Allowing prisoners to go into the military instead of serving a prison sentence would benefit the nation's defense, and it would rehabilitate and instill good qualities within the inmates. Joining the military trains you on many essential skills, and it builds habits like a good work ethic. It gives you a team player mentality. It gives you a sense of purpose, and it builds good team leading skills. According to an abstract posted by the Justice Policy Center, about 7 out of 10 prisoners will go back to jail after their release. Building job skills and forcing labor will provide resources and opportunities for inmates. The labor and skills will be then returned to the communities and would let inmates contribute to society as we need it. Some counterpoints. People argue that they don't want dangerous criminals within the community, but the work can be done anywhere. Work can be done outside of neighborhoods. It can even be done within the jails. Jails, prisons, almost any high security area will always need upkeep and janitors, chefs, servers, anything that you can think of. Forced labor, some people may say that forced labor is a form of slavery, but both the worker and the community will be given benefits from this. The forced labor will build skills, and it will build like a good. It'll build like it'll make you more like a better contributor to society. Some people may argue inmates are too old or too sick. This program doesn't exclude prison sentence. You'll still be serving time in prison. So if you can't work for whatever reason, you still can have your normal prison time. Forced service will provide huge opportunities for communities and for individuals incarcerated. It would lower repeat offenders and reduce the cost of prison upkeep. It would develop skills and train offenders and promote a healthy society by using their labors to help those in need. Excellent. Any questions?
Would you? Oh, sorry.
So, the longer an inmate gets to work, the more time they get off of their sentence.
That would be the idea, yeah.
Would they get like free certifications, kind of like the college courses? Like they would get like a plumber's like certificate of.
Yeah. So yeah. Any job that they would be doing, they would be trained on before.
Yeah.
And that the purpose of the program would be to train them and then convert it to an outside job.
Okay.
So if an inmate worked to be a plumber, the prisons and the community would train him to be a plumber, send him to whatever schools or classes he needed to be.
Yeah.
And then he would be certified and come out a worker.
Okay.
Would you recommend this for all prisoners, male, female, and for like children prisoners, like
juveniles?
Yeah.
Juveniles would have to do a different kind of work because obviously that would come down to parent consent, and I don't know a whole lot about the juvenile court system, but it wouldn't discriminate against men, women, skin color, religion preference. None of that has to do with working. Any other questions? Thanks for coming.